bulls on the highway. Bulls, like 10 bulls crossing the highway where people were driving 120 kph. Hi people, I'm Nikita and you're watching The Happy Hoot. This is not my room. This is not my city. I'm not even in Germany. I am in India. This is the reason why I could not post any video since 2 weeks. I am really sad. Since 14 days, every day I was thinking I have to post a video, I have to edit a video, I have to shoot a video, and I couldn't do any of them. Why? Because the moment you come to India, there are so many things that you have to do. But finally I decided to actually shoot a video because my mother went to work and I was home alone doing nothing, so I decided I have to do something. I took my camera. I had to find a proper spot where I could sit. So this video is about the differences that you see between the two countries, Germany and India, that are so striking that you cannot just ignore them. The top 5 of those evident differences I will be talking about in this video. So let's go. Honking. So honking in India is basically everywhere. It's very unnecessary, so people can honk when it's a red light and you're not moving, so they don't understand it's a red light and you cannot move, but the car behind you would honk. Now, the people would honk if you are not standing on the zebra lines. They would honk that you should actually go ahead a little bit and occupy even that zebra crossing, which is meant for the pedestrians to cross. People will even honk if you are a pedestrian and if you're crossing over the zebra crossing and it's red for them, but for you it's green, they will still honk. Can you even imagine that? The only times I heard honking or people honking or cars honking in Germany were when the Germany won the World Cup and when there was some Euro Cup and the German won against certain team playing football. Animals on the street. So it's like this, that I have been born and brought up in India. I was until I was 23 in India. Now it's very normal for me that I see animals on the street. So I see some stray dogs, I see some cows, I see some goats running. But after living in Germany, when I come back to India, I don't, maybe it's like that you get used to a certain thing, but when I came back, I was driving from Delhi to Jaipur via highway and I saw bulls on the highway. Bulls, like 10 bulls crossing the highway where people were driving 120 kph. You were driving with 120 kph and like 150 meters ahead you see a group of bulls crossing and you cannot even actually trust those bulls that they will cross the street and go on the other side. They might actually even come to you. There were not only bulls, there were cows, there were dogs, there were sheep on the highway. In Germany, there are special bridges where the animals are meant to cross the highway. So I think that would be a very good option for the Indian government to actually create bridges for animals to cross the highway to avoid so many accidents that are just unnecessary crossing the road. This is one thing that could be like my favorite topic for next 50 years. What I never understand is that zebra crossing is basically meant for people who are crossing the road when it's red light for the people who are driving the vehicles. And I have not yet seen any road where people are not parking their cars or stopping their cars when it is red light, not on the zebra crossing. Did I make it too complicated? So what I basically mean is that zebra crossing is meant for the people to cross. And every time there is a red light, the people with the vehicles are expected to stop before the zebra crossing so the pedestrians can cross. But in India, people actually stop over the zebra crossing and sometimes they even stop like after the zebra crossing. So it's amazing. So do you understand that you don't only stand on the zebra crossing when it's forbidden, you actually stand or stop your vehicle after the zebra crossing so that the person who's walking has no possibility to cross the road. Are you serious? While in Germany, the people literally stop before the zebra crossing. So like, this thing was so difficult for me to accept because when I was crossing the road, when it was green for me and I wanted to cross the road, there was no possible way that I can cross the road via zebra crossing. And when I asked people to please go back, they were literally staring at me, and they thought that I'm the one who's wrong, and I'm the one who is being bossy and telling them to do something which is wrong and forbidden. The neighbors. The neighbors in India are basically your family. They are really, unless they're really the bad and bitchy neighbors. Yes, if you're unlucky, you can have neighbors that you hate, but you have to live there forever. But there are neighbors who are really like your family, and you can maybe trust them more than your blood relatives. So those are the people who you can go anytime, any day of the week, and just ask for sugar, milk, yogurt, sometimes salt, sometimes... No, actually, I think these are the 3 to 4 things that you can actually always borrow from your neighbors. Ah yeah, onions, and maybe sometimes tomatoes also. Neighbors in India are the people who are like people who are your family, but they're just living next to you. And this I haven't experienced in Germany yet. So it's not that my neighbors are bad. First of all, I don't live in like proper houses in Germany. I live in an apartment. That's why the neighbors that I have keep changing, so it's very difficult to bond with them like the neighbors like I have bonded with the neighbors back in India when I was living with my family, so I can understand. But it's also very difficult. It becomes very embarrassing when I want to borrow something from them. So I would not go to my neighbors and say, hey, I want sugar or I want salt. So this is one difference between Germany and India that is so evident, and I love that here neighbors are like families, and you can really just be yourself and just say, yeah, hey, you know, auntie dahi dena, auntie pyaz dena, auntie tomato dena. The parking spots. There are cars that need to be parked, but people with two-wheelers, especially the motorbikers and the people with Activa Honda, if you don't know what Activa Honda is, then search it right now, because this is one of the very favorite two-wheelers in India, at least for girls. So people with Activa Honda and motorbikes, they think that the parking spots belong to them. I'm not saying that all the people who own motorcycles or the Hondas are bad people, but most of the two-wheeler people, they park in such a way that it not only gives car people no space to park, but it also frustrates them. Come on, you cannot be the thugs of parking. You cannot just go and park where cars are supposed to be parked, and that to occupy 2 parking spaces because you were too stupid to park. Like, seriously? Dude, you made a license. You should know where is your vehicle supposed to be parked. Whereas in Germany, parkings are really amazing. They're so well planned. There's such amazing parking lots. You go in the basement, you go up, you go to the building which is supposed to be parked. Everything is planned perfect. People know that this is my parking spot. This is for two-wheelers. This is for handicapped people. Yeah, there are certain cases where also Germans park in the handicapped people's parking lot where they're not supposed to park and just want to do that. Yeah, okay, that happens also in India. Exceptions are everywhere. But in general, I would say that the parking in Germany is much more planned and optimized than compared to the parkings in India. So people, that was it for this video. I hope that you liked the video. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, go subscribe it now. Don't forget to press the bell icon, because that's how you get notified each time I post a video. If you like the video, press the thumbs up. If you didn't like a video, don't thumb it down. Just write me, why didn't you like the video? I mean, don't you like me? Don't you like this background? Don't you like India? Like, please say you like India. And don't forget to comment. Have a good evening, or good night, or good morning, or good day, whatever and whenever you're watching this video. Much love.